Number 1. This 1964 Ford Thunderbird honestly sounds like one of those classic cars that perfectly captures the spirit of American luxury motoring from the 1960s. In my opinion, the fourth-generation Thunderbird is one of the most underrated classics on the market today. While many collectors focus on Mustangs and muscle cars, the Thunderbird offered something completely different. A blend of style, comfort, technology, and V8 power that made it one of the most desirable personal luxury cars of its era. The first thing that stands out to me is the seller's confidence in the car's roadworthiness. Personally, when I read a statement like, "I drove it every day for a month and would trust it to drive anywhere," that carries a lot more weight than a simple claim that the car runs well. It suggests real-world reliability rather than just the ability to start and move around a parking lot. And honestly, that's what many buyers are looking for today. Classic cars are fun to admire, but they're even better when they're dependable enough to be driven regularly. One thing I've always loved about the 1964 Thunderbird is its design. In my opinion, Ford created one of the most elegant personal luxury cars of the decade. The long hood, sleek profile, and distinctive rear styling give the car an unmistakable presence. It looks sophisticated without feeling overly formal, and sporty without trying to be a muscle car. Even today, a 1964 Thunderbird has a look that stands apart from almost everything else on the road. The seller mentions that the car was repainted sometime during the 1970s, which is actually an interesting detail. Personally, I find it fascinating when a classic car carries evidence of its long history. It means the vehicle wasn't simply parked away and forgotten. Instead, owners continued to care for it and invest in its appearance over the decades. The mechanical upgrades are where this Thunderbird becomes particularly appealing to me. The rebuilt 390 cubic inch V8 is a major highlight. In my opinion, Ford's 390 FE engine is one of the most iconic big block engines of the era. It delivers strong low-end torque, smooth highway performance, and the unmistakable sound that enthusiasts associate with classic American V8 power. There's something special about a big block Ford cruising down the road. It doesn't need to scream at high RPM to feel powerful. Instead, it delivers effortless acceleration and a relaxed driving experience that suits a luxury car like the Thunderbird perfectly. The seller also notes that the engine has received new ignition components, including NGK spark plugs, wires, and a distributor. While these may seem like small details, personally, I think they matter because they indicate ongoing maintenance and attention to reliability. Another major selling point is the rebuilt original transmission with less than 100 miles on it. Honestly, transmission rebuilds can be expensive, so knowing that work has already been completed is a significant advantage. The fact that the rebuild is still covered by a warranty makes it even more attractive. In my opinion, that's a level of reassurance that many classic car buyers would appreciate. The seller's statement that everything works as it should is another detail I like seeing. Anyone who has owned classic cars knows that fully functioning systems can sometimes be rare. Power windows, power seats, gauges, lighting systems, and other accessories often require attention as vehicles age. Hearing that everything operates correctly suggests this Thunderbird has been maintained with care. And speaking of luxury features, this car comes equipped with power seats, power brakes, and power windows. Today those features might seem ordinary, but in 1964 they represented premium equipment. Personally, I think that's one of the reasons Thunderbirds were so popular. They offered many luxury features that made driving more comfortable and enjoyable. The seller also mentions a new convertible top, and that's a huge positive in my opinion. Convertible tops can be expensive to replace, and a fresh top not only improves appearance but also enhances practicality and weather protection. I can easily imagine lowering the top on a warm summer evening, cruising along a scenic road, and enjoying the sound of that rebuilt 390 V8. That's the kind of experience these cars were built for. The new tires and brake shoes are equally important upgrades. Personally, I always appreciate seeing recent maintenance performed on safety-related components because it suggests the owner prioritized keeping the car roadworthy. The addition of new front struts further reinforces that impression. Suspension upgrades can significantly improve ride quality and handling, making the car more enjoyable to drive. One thing that really stands out is the seller's claim that the car runs, drives, and stops great. Honestly, that's exactly what you want to hear when shopping for a classic vehicle. Many vintage cars require extensive sorting before they can be used confidently. This Thunderbird sounds more like a turnkey cruiser that's ready for immediate enjoyment. The odometer reading of approximately 21,200 miles is interesting, although with a vehicle of this age it's difficult to know whether that's original mileage or if the odometer has rolled over. Personally, I would focus more on the overall condition and maintenance history, both of which appear encouraging based on the listing. At an asking price of $14,500, this Thunderbird really catches my attention. In today's classic car market, finding a running, driving, big block convertible with numerous recent upgrades at that price point is becoming increasingly difficult. What I love most about this car is that it seems to offer the best aspects of classic car ownership. It has iconic styling, a powerful V8 engine, luxury features, recent mechanical work, and the ability to be driven regularly. It's not just a project waiting to consume time and money. It sounds like a car someone could buy and immediately start enjoying. Overall, in my opinion, this 1964 Ford Thunderbird represents a lot of classic American motoring value. The rebuilt 390 engine, freshly rebuilt transmission, new convertible top, updated suspension components, and strong driving characteristics make it sound like a very appealing cruiser. It combines style, comfort, and reliability in a package that's becoming harder to find every year. And honestly, for someone looking for a vintage convertible they can actually drive and enjoy, this Thunderbird sounds like a fantastic candidate. Number 2. 1965 Ford Fairlane 500 Project Car. This 1965 Ford Fairlane 500 represents an affordable entry point into the world of classic Ford ownership and offers a solid foundation for enthusiasts seeking a restoration project from one of the most important eras in American automotive history. Listed as a project vehicle and offered at a very approachable price, this Fairlane presents an opportunity for someone with vision, patience, and mechanical skills to bring a mid-60s Ford back to life and potentially create a unique classic cruiser. Finished in pink with a white interior, this Fairlane immediately stands out from the crowd. Whether the color combination was applied later in the car's life or reflects a period-specific customization, it certainly gives the vehicle a distinctive personality. In a hobby where many classic cars are painted in more traditional colors such as black, red, blue, or white, this Fairlane offers a look that is difficult to ignore. Depending on the future owner's goals, the unique color scheme could either be preserved as part of the car's history or changed during a full restoration. The Fairlane 500 occupied an important position in Ford's lineup during the mid-1960s. It was designed to bridge the gap between compact and full-size models, offering buyers a combination of practicality, style, and performance potential. The platform would eventually become one of Ford's most successful foundations for muscle cars, with high-performance Fairlane GT and GTA models helping establish Ford's reputation on both the street and drag strip. Even standard Fairlane models benefited from the same attractive body styling and strong engineering that made the platform so popular. According to the listing, the vehicle has had only one owner, a detail that often attracts attention from collectors and restoration enthusiasts. Single-owner vehicles sometimes provide a more complete history and may have avoided the constant modifications and alterations that can occur when a car passes through numerous owners over several decades. While the seller provides very limited information regarding the vehicle's condition, the one-owner status adds an interesting element to the story of the car. The odometer shows 123,456 miles. Although with a vehicle of this age, it is difficult to determine actual mileage without supporting documentation. As with most restoration candidates from the 1960s, prospective buyers would likely want to inspect the drivetrain, body structure, floor pans, trunk areas, suspension, and braking system before beginning a restoration plan. The fact that the car is being sold as a project suggests that future work will be necessary, but that is often part of the appeal for hobbyists who enjoy building a classic vehicle to their own specifications. One of the strongest advantages of a project car like this is flexibility. Some owners may choose to pursue a factory-style restoration, returning the Fairlane to its original appearance and specifications. Others may decide to build a custom cruiser, restomod, or even a period-inspired muscle car using modern components. The Fairlane platform is well supported by the aftermarket, meaning replacement parts, trim pieces, suspension upgrades, and engine options are generally easier to locate than for many lesser-known classics. The 1965 model year is particularly attractive because it arrived during a period when American car design was becoming cleaner and more refined. The Fairlane's straight body lines, simple chrome accents, and balanced proportions give it a timeless appearance that still looks appealing today. Unlike some later muscle cars that relied on aggressive styling cues, the 1965 Fairlane maintains a more understated and elegant design while still offering plenty of visual character. From my perspective, the biggest attraction of this vehicle is its potential. At a purchase price of only $2,500, it offers a relatively inexpensive way to acquire a genuine mid-60s Ford. While significant restoration work may be required, starting with an affordable project often allows enthusiasts to invest gradually and build the car exactly the way they want. Given the rising values of many classic Ford models, a well-executed restoration could also make the project financially rewarding in the long term. Overall, this 1965 Ford Fairlane 500 appears to be a blank canvas waiting for the right enthusiast. Its one-owner history, distinctive color combination, classic Ford styling, and affordable entry price make it an intriguing candidate for restoration. Whether restored to original condition or transformed into a personalized cruiser, it offers the chance to preserve and enjoy a piece of Ford's mid-60s heritage. This 1965 Ford Fairlane 500 project car is located in Houston, Texas, and is currently being offered for sale at an asking price of $2,500. Number 3. 1966 Chevrolet Chevelle SS. This 1966 Chevrolet Chevelle SS is a serious street machine that successfully blends the iconic styling of Chevrolet's first-generation Supersport with modern performance upgrades designed to deliver exceptional power, reliability, and drivability. Finished in elegant Madeira maroon with a black vinyl top and matching black bucket seat interior, this true 138 VIN-coded SS stands as an authentic Supersport model that has been thoughtfully upgraded while preserving the aggressive character that made the Chevelle one of the most respected muscle cars of the 1960s. At the heart of this Chevelle is a massive 502 cubic inch Chevrolet big block V8 engine, a power plant that transforms the car from a traditional muscle car into a modern high-performance cruiser. The 502 is one of Chevrolet Performance's most legendary crate engines, known for producing enormous torque throughout the RPM range and delivering the kind of acceleration that few classic cars can match. Whether pulling away from a stoplight or accelerating onto the highway, the engine provides effortless power that can be felt immediately from behind the wheel. Enhancing both performance and reliability is a Holley Sniper electronic fuel injection system. Unlike traditional carburetors, the EFI setup offers improved cold starts, smoother idle quality, better throttle response, and more consistent fuel delivery in varying driving conditions. This upgrade allows the car to retain its classic muscle car personality while benefiting from modern technology that makes ownership easier and more enjoyable. Power is transferred through a 4-speed manual transmission, giving the driver complete control over the car's impressive performance capabilities. Few experiences compare to rowing through the gears of a big block Chevelle, and the manual gearbox adds a level of engagement that many enthusiasts consider essential to the classic muscle car experience. The transmission works in conjunction with a durable 12-bolt rear axle, one of General Motors' most respected rear-end assemblies and a proven choice for handling substantial horsepower. The driving experience is further enhanced by numerous supporting upgrades. Power steering makes the vehicle easier to maneuver in modern traffic conditions, while power 4-wheel disc brakes provide dramatically improved stopping performance compared to the drum brake systems commonly found on vehicles of this era. The result is a classic muscle car that feels significantly more capable and confidence-inspiring than many of its original contemporaries. Comfort was also clearly a priority during the build. An aftermarket air conditioning system has been installed, allowing the car to remain enjoyable even during hot summer months. This feature significantly expands the car's usability and makes long-distance cruising far more comfortable than many factory-equipped muscle cars from the 1960s. The exterior presentation is equally impressive. The Madeira maroon finish complements the Chevelle's muscular body lines exceptionally well, while the black vinyl top provides a period-correct appearance that enhances the car's vintage character. The combination creates a sophisticated yet aggressive look that attracts attention without appearing overly flashy. Inside, the black bucket seat interior maintains the classic Super Sport atmosphere. A center console separates the front seats and contributes to the sporty feel of the cabin, while the factory-style SS gauge cluster provides the driver with important vehicle information. One particularly desirable feature is the column-mounted tachometer, an iconic performance accessory that was highly sought after during the muscle car era and remains a favorite among collectors today. Additional upgrades include an aftermarket steering wheel that offers a sportier feel and improved driver engagement. Front and rear lap belts remain in place, preserving the vehicle's vintage character while maintaining basic safety equipment. Mechanically, the cooling and exhaust systems have been upgraded to support the high-performance drivetrain. An aluminum radiator helps manage engine temperatures more effectively than many original cooling systems, particularly during warm weather driving or extended cruising. Meanwhile, a dual exhaust system fitted with Flowmaster mufflers produces the deep, aggressive exhaust note expected from a 502 cubic inch big block Chevrolet. The sound is unmistakably muscular and perfectly matches the car's performance potential. The suspension setup includes a front sway bar that helps improve handling characteristics and reduce body roll. While the Chevelle remains a classic muscle car rather than a modern sports car, upgrades like this contribute to more confident road manners and improved stability during spirited driving. Completing the exterior package are 18-inch Riddler wheels, which give the car a more modern stance while still complementing its classic design. The larger wheels help fill the wheel wells nicely and contribute to the aggressive appearance without overwhelming the car's timeless styling. One of the most significant aspects of this vehicle is the fact that it is a genuine 138 VIN Super Sport. Authentic SS Chevelles continue to command strong interest in the collector market, and combining a real SS platform with a professionally executed 502 big block build creates a package that appeals to both collectors and enthusiasts who value performance. Located in Houston, Texas, this 1966 Chevrolet Chevelle SS is offered at an asking price of $76,900. Considering its genuine SS pedigree, 502 cubic inch big block engine, Holley Sniper EFI system, 4-speed manual transmission, 12-bolt rear end, 4-wheel disc brakes, air conditioning, upgraded suspension, and striking Madeira maroon presentation, this Chevelle represents a highly desirable blend of authenticity and modernized muscle car performance. For enthusiasts seeking a classic Chevrolet that delivers both show-quality presence and exhilarating driving performance, this Chevelle SS stands out as an exceptionally compelling example of American muscle at its finest. Number 4. A remarkably original 1967 Ford Thunderbird that represents one of the most distinctive personal luxury cars of the late 1960s. Finished in an attractive blue exterior with a matching blue interior, this Thunderbird captures the elegance, comfort, and sophisticated styling that helped make the model one of Ford's most prestigious offerings during the era. With just 68,888 original miles, a clean title, and only 2 owners from new, this example appears to have lived a carefully preserved life, making it particularly appealing to collectors who value originality over extensive restoration. By 1967, the Thunderbird had evolved far beyond its early sports car roots and had become a luxurious grand touring machine designed for effortless highway travel. The 5th-generation Thunderbird introduced a more substantial and dramatic design, featuring a long hood, formal roofline, hidden headlamps, and styling cues that emphasized luxury and presence. Even today, the car maintains a commanding appearance on the road, standing apart from the muscle cars and pony cars that dominated the same period. One of the most attractive aspects of this particular Thunderbird is its reported originality. According to the seller, everything on the car remains original and has been well maintained throughout its life. In today's collector market, originality is becoming increasingly valuable because it offers a direct connection to how a vehicle appeared and functioned when it left the factory. Many classic cars have undergone extensive modifications or restorations over the decades, making untouched examples considerably more difficult to find. The reported mileage of 68,888 miles further supports the impression of a well-preserved survivor. While mileage alone does not determine condition, lower mileage classics often retain many of the original details that tend to disappear during decades of use. Combined with the fact that the car has had only 2 owners, this Thunderbird appears to have benefited from long-term care rather than frequent ownership changes. The blue-on-blue color combination is especially fitting for a luxury-oriented vehicle of this era. During the 1960s, manufacturers frequently offered coordinated exterior and interior color schemes that created a sophisticated and upscale appearance. The matching interior likely enhances the car's period-correct character, providing a driving environment that feels authentic to the late 1960s. Although the seller does not provide extensive mechanical details, the 1967 Thunderbird was known for offering smooth V8 power and comfortable cruising performance. These cars were engineered to deliver effortless highway travel rather than outright muscle car acceleration. Their combination of strong torque, refined ride quality, and substantial size made them ideal long-distance touring vehicles. The automatic transmission further reinforces the Thunderbird's luxury mission, allowing for relaxed and comfortable driving whether in city traffic or on the open road. What makes the 1967 model particularly interesting is its unique place in Thunderbird history. The styling was bold and futuristic for its time, featuring design elements that distinguished it from other Ford products. The hidden headlights, sweeping body lines, and substantial proportions gave the car an unmistakable identity that remains recognizable today. Many enthusiasts consider these late 1960s Thunderbirds among the most dramatic designs ever produced by Ford. Another factor that adds to this car's appeal is its rarity. While Mustangs from the same era are commonly seen at car shows and auctions, well-preserved Thunderbirds are encountered far less frequently. As a result, they often attract attention from enthusiasts looking for something different from the usual muscle car crowd. The Thunderbird offers a unique combination of luxury, style, and V8-powered cruising that cannot be replicated by smaller performance-oriented vehicles. From my perspective, the greatest strength of this Thunderbird is its originality and ownership history. A classic car with only 2 owners, documented low mileage, and a reputation for being well cared for is often more desirable than a heavily restored example. Original cars tell a story, and they provide a glimpse into automotive history that is difficult to recreate through restoration alone. At an asking price of $13,500, this 1967 Ford Thunderbird appears to offer substantial value in today's collector car market. Considering its reported originality, low mileage, clean title, and limited ownership history, it may appeal to enthusiasts seeking a classic American luxury car that stands out from more common collector vehicles. The combination of elegant styling, comfortable road manners, and survivor-level preservation makes this Thunderbird an attractive candidate for weekend cruising, local car shows, or simply enjoying a piece of Ford history. Overall, this 1967 Ford Thunderbird embodies the spirit of the personal luxury car era. It combines distinctive styling, impressive originality, and long-term ownership history into a package that remains both enjoyable and collectible nearly 60 years after it was built. For buyers seeking a classic that offers sophistication rather than outright aggression, this Thunderbird could be an excellent choice. Number 5, 1970, Plymouth Road Runner Wing. This 1970 Plymouth Road Runner is an intriguing example of a classic Mopar that appears to have spent decades evolving through the hands of enthusiasts rather than remaining frozen in factory original condition. Featuring period-style custom touches, a legendary 383 cubic inch V8 engine, and a history with the same owner for approximately 20 years, this Road Runner represents the kind of old-school street machine that was once a common sight at local cruise nights but is becoming increasingly difficult to find today. The 1970 model year is widely regarded as one of the high points of the American muscle car era. Manufacturers were engaged in an all-out horsepower battle, and Plymouth's Road Runner was one of the most successful formulas ever created. Originally introduced as a no-nonsense performance car that delivered maximum speed for minimum cost, the Road Runner quickly became one of the most respected names in muscle car history. By 1970, the model had matured into a serious performance machine while still maintaining its reputation for raw, affordable power. What immediately sets this particular car apart is its old-school custom appearance. According to the seller, the vehicle features modified rear quarter panels and aftermarket wheels, giving it a distinctive look that reflects the customization trends popular during the 1970s and 1980s. Rather than pursuing a factory-correct restoration, a previous owner appears to have personalized the car in a way that was common among muscle car enthusiasts of the era. Today, surviving examples of these period-customized cars have developed a following of their own because they represent an important chapter in American car culture. Under the hood remains one of the Road Runner's most desirable features, the original 383 cubic inch V8 engine. The 383 was one of Chrysler's most respected big block engines and played a major role in establishing the Road Runner's performance reputation. Known for its strong torque, durability, and impressive street performance, the 383 provided an ideal balance between everyday drivability and serious muscle car power. Even decades later, enthusiasts continue to seek out 383-powered Mopars because of their reliability and strong aftermarket support. The engine is paired with an automatic transmission, creating a combination that offers relaxed cruising while still delivering the effortless acceleration expected from a big block Mopar. Automatic-equipped Road Runners became increasingly popular because they allowed drivers to enjoy the car's performance without sacrificing comfort during longer trips or daily use. One of the more appealing aspects of this listing is the ownership history. The seller notes that the vehicle has remained with the same owner for roughly 20 years. Long-term ownership often suggests that a car has been cared for and enjoyed rather than repeatedly passed from one owner to another. Vehicles that remain in the hands of a single enthusiast for extended periods frequently develop a documented history and benefit from consistent maintenance practices. The Road Runner is also equipped with bucket seats, an option that enhances both the appearance and driving experience of the interior. Bucket seat interiors have always been highly desirable among muscle car enthusiasts because they contribute to the sporty character of the vehicle while providing a more driver-focused environment than traditional bench seating. Perhaps most importantly, the seller states that the car runs and drives. That simple statement carries significant weight in the classic car market. Many project cars require substantial work before they can move under their own power, but a vehicle that starts, runs, and can be driven offers immediate enjoyment while giving the next owner the flexibility to improve and restore the car over time. Whether someone wishes to preserve the existing custom appearance or gradually return the vehicle closer to factory specifications, having a running and driving platform makes the process considerably easier. The reported mileage of approximately 100,000 miles reflects a car that has been used and enjoyed throughout its life rather than hidden away in storage. While mileage figures on older classics should always be viewed in context, many enthusiasts appreciate vehicles that have remained active because regular use often helps prevent some of the problems associated with long-term inactivity. From a collector's perspective, this Road Runner occupies an interesting niche. It is not advertised as a concours restoration or a perfectly original survivor. Instead, it appears to be an authentic period street machine that reflects decades of enthusiast ownership and customization. In many ways, cars like this capture the true spirit of the muscle car hobby, where owners modified and personalized their vehicles to suit their tastes rather than preserving them strictly for investment purposes. The blue exterior adds to the car's visual appeal and complements the aggressive styling that made the 1970 Road Runner one of the most recognizable muscle cars of its generation. Combined with the extended rear quarters and aftermarket wheels, the color helps emphasize the vehicle's unique personality and custom character. Located in Omaha, Arkansas, this 1970 Plymouth Road Runner is offered at $25,000. With its original 383 V8 engine, automatic transmission, bucket seat interior, long-term ownership history, running and driving condition, and unmistakable old-school custom styling, it presents an appealing opportunity for enthusiasts seeking a classic Mopar with character. Whether preserved as a vintage street machine or developed into a more comprehensive restoration project, this Road Runner remains a compelling example of American muscle car culture from one of the most celebrated eras in automotive history. Number 6. 1963 Ford Galaxie Club Victoria. This 1963 Ford Galaxie Club Victoria represents one of Ford's most elegant full-size hardtop designs from the early 1960s, a period when American manufacturers were focused on combining long-distance comfort with clean, understated styling. With its two-door hardtop body style, white exterior, and blue interior, this Galaxie presents the kind of classic, factory-styled appearance that continues to appeal strongly to collectors who appreciate original, well-preserved American cruisers. The Club Victoria name carried a sense of distinction within the Galaxie lineup. It was designed as a more upscale hardtop coupe, offering a sleeker roofline and a more formal appearance compared to standard sedans. In the early 1960s, Ford positioned the Galaxie as its flagship full-size model, competing directly with Chevrolet's Impala and other General Motors offerings. The result was a car that balanced refinement, size, and smooth highway performance in a way that defined the era of American cruising. One of the most striking aspects of this particular vehicle is its reported condition. The seller describes it as having zero rust and being in excellent condition, which is especially significant for a car of this age. Vehicles from the early 1960s often suffer from corrosion in structural areas such as floors, rocker panels, and trunk sections, so a rust-free example suggests either exceptional preservation, long-term indoor storage, or careful restoration work done in the past. With only around 17,000 miles reported, this Galaxie appears to be an extremely low-mileage example, although as with any classic vehicle, mileage figures should be viewed in the context of documentation and long-term history. If accurate, such low mileage would indicate that the car has spent much of its life preserved rather than driven heavily, which often contributes to better overall structural and cosmetic condition. Under the hood, the 1963 Galaxie would typically have been offered with a range of Ford the 5th 8 and inline-6 engines, depending on configuration. While the seller does not specify the exact powertrain, Galaxies of this era were widely known for their smooth, torque-rich engines designed for effortless cruising rather than aggressive performance. Paired with an automatic transmission, the driving experience would have been focused on comfort, stability, and long-distance ease rather than sport-oriented handling. The Galaxie's design is one of its strongest selling points. The 1963 model year featured clean body lines, subtle chrome accents, and a balanced profile that has aged gracefully over the decades. Unlike some of the more heavily styled cars of the late 1950s, The early 1960s Galaxie adopted a more restrained and modern look, which is a major reason why these cars continue to attract attention at shows and auctions today. Inside, the blue interior would have been designed with comfort and simplicity in mind. Ford interiors of this era typically featured wide bench seating, straightforward instrumentation, and durable materials intended to withstand years of use. In a well-preserved example, the cabin of a Galaxie like this can still deliver a strong sense of originality and vintage charm, especially when combined with a clean exterior presentation. The seller notes that the vehicle is currently being stored to maintain its condition. Long-term storage is often used by owners of collectible cars to preserve originality and prevent deterioration, particularly when the vehicle is considered too valuable or too well-preserved for regular use. This suggests that the current owner views the Galaxie as a preservation-quality classic rather than a daily driver or restoration candidate. From a collector's perspective, rust-free early 1960s full-size Fords have become increasingly desirable, especially in two-door hardtop configurations like the Club Victoria. While these cars may not command the same attention as high-performance muscle cars, they are steadily gaining appreciation among enthusiasts who value originality, comfort, and classic American design language. Located in Dallas, Texas, this 1963 Ford Galaxie Club Victoria is offered at $26,500. With its reported rust-free condition, low mileage, excellent preservation status, and timeless two-door hardtop styling, it stands out as a well-kept example of early 1960s Ford design. For collectors seeking a clean, elegant full-size classic that embodies the cruising spirit of its era, this Galaxie presents a strong and increasingly rare opportunity. Number 7. This 1963 Ford Galaxie honestly sounds like a properly built classic muscle-style cruiser that leans heavily toward performance while still keeping that full-size Ford presence. In my opinion, early 60s Galaxies are some of the most underrated platforms in Ford's history because they combine big, heavy American styling with serious straight-line potential when built correctly, and this one seems to follow exactly that formula. The first thing that stands out is the drivetrain setup. A brand new 428 cubic inch engine built from a 390 block immediately tells me this car is not a mild cruiser. Personally, I think the 428 FE-based engines are some of Ford's most legendary big blocks. They are known for strong torque, deep exhaust tone, and effortless power delivery. In a full-size Galaxie, that kind of engine completely changes the character of the car. And honestly, pairing that engine with a manual transmission makes it even more interesting. A 5-speed manual in a 1963 Galaxie is not something you see every day. In my opinion, this kind of upgrade transforms the driving experience from a traditional relaxed cruiser into something much more engaging. You're not just steering a big classic, you're actively controlling its power delivery through every gear. I can easily imagine this car feeling surprisingly aggressive once it's on the road. Big torque, a manual gearbox, and a lightweight driver input compared to modern cars create a very raw and mechanical driving experience that enthusiasts often describe as addictive. One thing I really like about this listing is the mention of a new front suspension setup. Personally, I think suspension upgrades are just as important as engine upgrades in classic builds like this. Early 60s full-size cars were never designed with modern handling in mind, so improving the front suspension can dramatically change how the car behaves in corners and during highway cruising. The addition of a locker rear end is another strong performance-oriented detail. In my opinion, that's a clear sign this Galaxie was built with traction and acceleration in mind, rather than just relaxed cruising. A locked rear differential helps ensure both tires put power down evenly, which is especially useful when dealing with a high-torque big-block engine. The seller also emphasizes that the body is in excellent condition and the undercarriage is absolutely pristine. Honestly, that's one of the most important aspects of any classic car, especially something from the early 1960s. You can have the best engine and drivetrain in the world, but if the structure underneath is compromised, the car loses a lot of its long-term value and usability. Personally, I always pay close attention to undercarriage condition in older cars. Seeing a clean and well-preserved underside usually suggests either a high-quality restoration or a lifetime of careful ownership in a dry environment. Either way, it's a very strong positive indicator. The mileage listed, only about 500 miles, likely reflects a fresh build or recent completion, and in my opinion, that aligns with the description of a brand new engine and upgraded components. This is essentially a freshly built classic rather than an untouched survivor. What I like about this Galaxie is that it seems to focus almost entirely on performance and structural integrity rather than luxury features. There's no mention of an overly customized interior or modern tech upgrades, which suggests a more mechanical, driver-focused build philosophy. And honestly, that appeals to a certain type of enthusiast. Some people prefer classic cars that feel raw, simple, and powerful, without too many modern distractions. This car seems to fit that category very well. The Galaxie itself is also worth appreciating as a platform. In my opinion, these early 60s Fords have a strong road presence that's hard to replicate. They are large, bold, and unmistakably American in their design language. Even parked, they command attention simply because of their size and proportions. When you combine that classic styling with a 428 big block and a 5-speed manual, the result is a car that likely feels far more modern in performance than its appearance suggests. At an asking price of $27,500, this Galaxie sits in an interesting range. Personally, I think that price reflects the cost of the engine build and drivetrain upgrades more than the base vehicle itself. A properly built FE big block alone can represent a significant investment, especially when paired with a manual transmission conversion and rear-end modifications. Overall, in my opinion, this 1963 Ford Galaxie is a very serious performance-oriented classic. It doesn't sound like a showpiece or a luxury cruiser. It sounds like a purpose-built muscle machine wrapped in early 60s full-size Ford styling. The combination of a 428 big block, 5-speed manual, upgraded suspension, and strong structural condition makes it a very compelling package for someone who values driving experience above everything else. And honestly, for enthusiasts who appreciate raw American V8 power in a classic body, this Galaxie sounds like a very exciting machine. Number 8. 1972 Ford Gran Torino. This 1972 Ford Gran Torino is a classic American intermediate coupe that reflects the bold styling and cruising character of early 1970s Ford design. Finished in a deep burgundy exterior over a beige interior, this Gran Torino presents a strong visual contrast that highlights the long hood, wide stance, and distinctive body lines that made the Torino nameplate one of Ford's most recognizable full-size performance and personal luxury platforms of its era. The 1972 model year represents a transitional period in American automotive history, when manufacturers were beginning to shift away from pure muscle car performance and toward a balance of comfort, style, and everyday drivability. The Gran Torino sat near the top of Ford's intermediate lineup and was often chosen by buyers who wanted a combination of sporty appearance and full-size comfort without moving into more expensive luxury models. Its design language carries the influence of the late muscle car era while also reflecting the growing emphasis on ride quality and refinement. According to the seller, this Gran Torino has received several important recent updates, including a new paint job and new upholstery. These upgrades significantly improve the overall presentation of the vehicle and suggest that it has been refreshed for continued enjoyment rather than left in worn or unrestored condition. Fresh paint on a classic Ford of this era can dramatically enhance its road presence, especially on a car with the Torino's long, flowing body lines and bold proportions. The interior has also been reupholstered, which is a major benefit for comfort and visual appeal. A refreshed interior allows the car to feel more inviting and usable for modern driving while still maintaining its vintage character. Combined with new tires, these updates indicate that the vehicle has been recently prepared for road use, which is an important factor for anyone considering a classic car as a driver rather than a long-term restoration project. Power is delivered through an automatic transmission, making the Gran Torino an easy and relaxed cruiser. While the listing does not specify the exact engine configuration, most early 1970s Gran Torinos were equipped with Ford's reliable small block or big block V8 engines, known for their durability and smooth torque delivery. These engines were designed to provide effortless acceleration and comfortable highway cruising rather than high-revving performance, which aligns well with the Gran Torino's overall personality as a full-size intermediate cruiser. One of the modern additions mentioned in the listing is a subwoofer and speaker system. This upgrade introduces improved audio quality and bass response, blending modern entertainment features with classic styling. Audio upgrades are a common enhancement in vintage cars because they allow owners to enjoy music more clearly while cruising without significantly altering the vehicle's original driving experience. With approximately 150,000 miles reported, this Gran Torino appears to be a well-used but refreshed classic. High mileage on vintage vehicles is not uncommon, especially for models that were built for long-term durability and regular driving. The key factor in such cases is maintenance history and recent refurbishment work, both of which appear to be supported by the new paint, upholstery, and tires mentioned in the listing. The Gran Torino name itself carries strong cultural recognition, particularly due to its presence in American automotive history and popular media. During the early 1970s, the Torino platform was widely used for both personal transportation and performance-oriented variants, making it a versatile and widely respected Ford model. Its combination of size, styling, and available V8 power helped it remain competitive in a rapidly changing automotive landscape. From a collector and enthusiast perspective, this example appears to be positioned as a clean driver rather than a high-end restored show car. The recent cosmetic and comfort upgrades suggest that it is intended to be enjoyed on the road, potentially as a weekend cruiser or local show car rather than a strictly preserved investment piece. For many enthusiasts, this type of build offers a more practical and enjoyable ownership experience. Overall, this 1972 Ford Gran Torino presents itself as a refreshed and visually appealing classic coupe that blends vintage Ford styling with modern comfort upgrades. The new paint, updated interior, fresh tires, and audio system make it an attractive option for someone seeking a usable and stylish American classic with strong road presence and comfortable drivability. This 1972 Ford Gran Torino is located in Waco, Texas, and is currently being offered for sale at an asking price of $28,000. Number 9. 1968 Plymouth Barracuda. This 1968 Plymouth Barracuda represents one of the early and most recognizable entries into the American pony car and compact muscle car movement, a vehicle that helped establish Plymouth's performance identity during the late 1960s. Finished in a blue exterior over a black interior, this Barracuda is presented as a clean title example showing approximately 15,800 miles on the odometer and is described by the seller as a vehicle that needs to be seen in person, suggesting that its appeal is largely visual and experiential rather than fully captured in a written description. The 1968 model year falls within the second generation of the Barracuda, a design era that brought sharper styling, improved proportions, and a more aggressive overall stance compared to the original early 1960s fastback version. By this time, the Barracuda had evolved into a more serious competitor in the pony car segment, standing alongside vehicles like the Ford Mustang and Chevrolet Camaro as part of the rapidly growing performance market. The long hood, short deck proportions, and clean body lines of this generation continue to make it a desirable classic among collectors and enthusiasts. While the listing does not provide detailed mechanical specifications such as engine size, transmission configuration beyond an automatic, or any performance modifications, the description emphasizes that the car is in good overall condition with no significant reported damage or problems. This typically suggests a vehicle that may be enjoyed as a driver-quality classic rather than a heavily modified or incomplete project car. In many cases, Barracudas of this era survive in a wide range of mechanical conditions, so the absence of negative notes in the listing is generally a positive indicator. The automatic transmission adds an element of ease and accessibility to the driving experience. Unlike manual-equipped performance builds that require more driver engagement, an automatic setup allows for smoother cruising, especially in modern traffic conditions. For many classic car buyers, this makes the vehicle more approachable and enjoyable for casual weekend driving, local shows, and relaxed cruising rather than track-focused performance use. The exterior color choice of blue is a classic and fitting option for late 1960s Mopar vehicles. During this period, manufacturers often offered a wide range of bold yet tasteful factory colors that helped define the personality of their muscle and pony cars. Combined with the Barracuda's distinctive body shape, the color likely enhances its road presence and visual appeal. Even without detailed information about paint condition, the seller's emphasis on the car needing to be seen in person suggests that the visual presentation is one of its strongest attributes. Inside, the black interior provides a traditional muscle car atmosphere. Interiors from this era were typically designed with simplicity and driver focus in mind, featuring straightforward dashboards, basic but functional controls, and seating that balanced comfort with a sporty feel. While no specific details are provided regarding interior restoration or modifications, the black color scheme is consistent with a period-correct styling that many collectors prefer for authenticity and visual contrast against brighter exterior finishes. The relatively low mileage figure listed at 15,800 miles is notable, although with classic vehicles of this age, odometer readings should always be interpreted carefully. It may represent actual low usage, a reset during restoration, or a mechanical limitation of older odometer systems. Regardless, the seller's focus is clearly on the overall presentation and condition of the car rather than relying solely on mileage as a measure of value. One of the most important aspects of this listing is its simplicity. There are no extensive performance claims, no long list of aftermarket modifications, and no detailed mechanical breakdown. Instead, the seller provides minimal information and encourages interested buyers to inspect the vehicle in person at the stated location in Springfield, Missouri. This type of listing often appeals to buyers who prefer to evaluate classic cars directly rather than relying on heavily detailed online descriptions. From a collector's perspective, the 1968 Barracuda remains an important piece of Mopar history. It represents a time when manufacturers were rapidly developing performance-oriented compact cars to compete in a growing market segment. Even in base or lightly modified form, these vehicles carry strong nostalgic and historical value, particularly for enthusiasts who appreciate original styling and classic American design language. Located in Springfield, Missouri, and offered at an asking price of $20,000, this 1968 Plymouth Barracuda presents itself as an accessible entry point into classic Mopar ownership. While detailed specifications are not provided, its clean title status, reported good condition, automatic transmission, and appealing presentation suggest a vehicle that could serve as a weekend cruiser, light restoration candidate, or collector's piece depending on the buyer's goals. Overall, this Barracuda stands as a straightforward offering in the classic car market, one that relies less on technical specifications and more on visual presence and in-person evaluation. For enthusiasts drawn to late 1960s Mopar styling and the iconic shape of the early Barracuda, this example offers a chance to experience one of Plymouth's most recognizable designs in a simple, approachable form. Number 10. A charming 1975 Ford Maverick that combines compact dimensions, V8 power, and a desirable 4-speed manual transmission into a package that remains increasingly difficult to find today. Finished as a driver-quality classic and located in Bokoshe, Oklahoma, this Maverick offers many of the features enthusiasts look for when searching for an affordable vintage Ford that can be enjoyed immediately without the high entry cost often associated with more famous muscle cars. Under the hood sits Ford's proven 302 cubic inch V8 engine, one of the most successful and respected small-block engines ever produced. Known for its reliability, simplicity, and strong aftermarket support, the 302 has powered countless performance cars, trucks, and street machines over the decades. In the lightweight Maverick platform, the engine provides an excellent balance of performance and drivability, delivering enough power to make the car feel lively while remaining practical and easy to maintain. What makes this particular Maverick especially appealing is its 4-speed manual transmission. Many surviving Mavericks are equipped with automatic transmissions, so finding a V8 car paired with a manual gearbox adds a level of driver involvement that enthusiasts often prefer. The ability to shift gears manually transforms the driving experience, making the car feel more connected to the road and allowing the driver to fully enjoy the characteristics of the small-block V8. The Maverick itself occupies an interesting place in Ford history. Originally introduced as a compact and economical vehicle, it quickly became popular among enthusiasts because its lightweight chassis responded well to V8 power. Over time, the Maverick developed a reputation as an affordable performance platform capable of delivering impressive acceleration without the size and weight of larger intermediate or full-size cars. Today, clean V8 equipped examples are becoming increasingly sought after because many were modified, raced, or simply worn out over the years. Another desirable feature mentioned by the seller is factory air conditioning. In many classic cars, especially performance-oriented vehicles, functioning air conditioning is a welcome addition that significantly improves comfort during warm weather driving. Combined with power brakes, this Maverick offers conveniences that make it easier and more enjoyable to drive in modern traffic conditions. Power brakes are another important feature because they help provide more confident stopping ability than manual brake systems. While simple by modern standards, these comfort and convenience features contribute greatly to the overall driving experience and make the car more appealing as a regular cruiser rather than just a weekend toy. The seller describes the car as a super nice little car, suggesting that it has been maintained and cared for rather than treated as an unfinished project. While detailed information regarding paint, interior condition, or restoration history is not provided, the combination of a 302 V8, 4-speed manual transmission, air conditioning, and power brakes already places this Maverick above many comparable examples on the market. One of the strengths of the 1975 Maverick is its simplicity. Unlike many modern vehicles filled with electronics and complex systems, the Maverick remains straightforward to maintain and repair. Parts availability for the 302 engine remains excellent, and the car's uncomplicated design makes it attractive to hobbyists who enjoy performing maintenance and upgrades themselves. From my perspective, the biggest attraction here is the drivetrain combination. A 302 V8 backed by a 4-speed manual transmission in a lightweight Ford platform is a formula that has remained popular for decades. It delivers the kind of engaging driving experience that many enthusiasts seek, while the Maverick's smaller size gives it a unique character compared to larger muscle cars from the same era. At an asking price of $13,000, this 1975 Ford Maverick appears to offer solid value for someone seeking an entry-level classic American performance car. Comparable V8-powered Mustangs, Torinos, and other Ford muscle-era vehicles often command significantly higher prices, making the Maverick an attractive alternative for buyers who prioritize driving enjoyment over name recognition. Overall, this Maverick represents a compelling combination of V8 power, manual transmission fun, classic styling, and everyday usability. With its 302 engine, 4-speed gearbox, factory air conditioning, and power brakes, it appears well-positioned to serve as an enjoyable weekend cruiser, local show car, or affordable gateway into the world of classic Ford performance. Number 11. This 1965 Ford Mustang represents the kind of classic American pony car that helped change automotive history forever. In my opinion, first-generation Mustangs remain some of the most recognizable and desirable classics ever built, and this particular example appears to combine vintage charm with several thoughtful upgrades that make it even more enjoyable to drive in today's world. The first thing that catches my attention is the springtime yellow exterior paired with a black vinyl top and black interior. Personally, I think this is one of the most attractive color combinations available on a mid-60s Mustang. The bright yellow paint gives the car a cheerful, unmistakably 60s personality, while the black accents add contrast and sophistication. Even parked, I imagine this Mustang immediately drawing attention. The long hood, short rear deck, and iconic body lines created a formula that automotive enthusiasts still admire more than 60 years later. One thing I've always appreciated about the 1965 Mustang is its historical significance. In my opinion, very few cars have ever had the impact that the Mustang had when it debuted. It essentially created the pony car segment and inspired generations of performance-oriented vehicles from nearly every American manufacturer. Because of that, owning a first-generation Mustang isn't just about owning a classic car, it's about owning a piece of automotive history. Under the hood sits Ford's 260 cubic inch V8 engine. While many people immediately think of larger V8 options when discussing Mustangs, personally, I think the 260 deserves more appreciation than it often receives. The 260 was one of Ford's early small-block V8s and played an important role in the Mustang's launch. It offers smooth power delivery, reliability, and that unmistakable classic Ford the Fifth 8 sound that enthusiasts love. This engine is paired with a C4 automatic transmission, which in my opinion is one of Ford's most dependable automatic gearboxes. The C4 has earned a strong reputation for durability and simplicity over the decades, making it a practical choice for a classic driver. Together, the 260 V8 and C4 transmission create a combination that's well suited for comfortable cruising and enjoyable weekend drives. One thing that really stands out to me is the list of upgrades. This Mustang appears to have been enhanced in several key areas that improve drivability without compromising its classic character. For example, the addition of power front disc brakes is a major benefit. Personally, I think disc brake conversions are among the best safety upgrades you can make to a vintage vehicle. They provide more predictable stopping power and greater confidence in modern traffic conditions. The power rack and pinion steering upgrade is another feature I really like. Original steering systems on older cars can sometimes feel vague or heavy compared to modern vehicles. Rack and pinion steering often provides a more precise and responsive driving experience. In my opinion, upgrades like this help bridge the gap between classic styling and modern usability. The factory air conditioning is another huge advantage. Honestly, finding a vintage Mustang with factory AC is always appealing, especially for owners who plan to drive the car regularly. Living in warm climates or taking long summer cruises becomes much more enjoyable when you can stay comfortable behind the wheel. The seller also mentions dual exhaust with headers, which immediately makes me think this Mustang probably sounds fantastic. One of the best parts of classic car ownership is hearing the engine come to life, and a properly tuned dual exhaust system can dramatically enhance that experience. Personally, I think a vintage Ford the Fifth 8 paired with headers and dual exhaust creates one of the most satisfying sounds in the automotive world. Performance-oriented additions continue with the Edelbrock intake manifold and 4-barrel carburetor. These upgrades likely help the engine breathe more efficiently while improving throttle response and overall performance. While the 260 isn't intended to be a high-horsepower race engine, enhancements like these can make the car feel noticeably more lively and enjoyable to drive. The electric cooling fan is another practical improvement. In my opinion, cooling system upgrades are often overlooked, but they can significantly improve reliability, particularly in warm weather or stop-and-go traffic. Inside the cabin, the black vinyl bucket seats maintain the authentic Mustang atmosphere. One thing I've always liked about early Mustangs is how simple and driver-focused the interiors feel. The round pod gauge cluster remains one of the most iconic dashboard designs of the era. It instantly reminds you that you're sitting inside one of the most important American cars ever produced. The American racing wheels wrapped in BF Goodrich Silvertown Redline tires are another detail I appreciate. Personally, I think these wheels complement the car perfectly. They add a slightly custom appearance while still looking period-correct and appropriate for the era. The Redline tires especially help reinforce the vintage look that many enthusiasts seek. The seller describes the car as being in very good condition with a clean title, which is encouraging. The mileage listed at 99,999 miles is difficult to verify on many classic vehicles, so personally, I focus more on overall condition and maintenance history than odometer readings alone. What I find particularly appealing is that this Mustang seems to strike a balance between originality and usability. It retains much of its classic character while incorporating upgrades that make it easier and more enjoyable to drive regularly. And honestly, that's often the sweet spot for classic car ownership. At an asking price of $34,900, this Mustang sits within a range that reflects both its condition and its desirable features. The combination of V8 power, factory air conditioning, upgraded brakes and steering, attractive color scheme, and overall presentation makes it a compelling package. Number 12. 1966 Chevrolet Impala. This 1966 Chevrolet Impala is a classic full-size American cruiser that captures the spirit of mid-60s Chevrolet styling while offering the practicality of a running and driving vintage car that can be enjoyed immediately. Finished in blue with a matching blue interior, this Impala presents the timeless appearance that helped make the model one of the best-selling and most recognizable vehicles of the era. With approximately 100,000 miles showing and a reported history of only 2 owners, this car appears to be an honest driver-quality classic that has been maintained for regular enjoyment rather than preserved solely as a showpiece. The 1966 model year is widely regarded as one of the most attractive years for the fourth-generation Impala. Chevrolet refined the body lines while maintaining the long, sleek proportions that made the Impala such a success throughout the 1960s. The result was a car that looked both elegant and substantial, with a wide stance, clean chrome trim, and distinctive rear styling. Even today, the 1966 Impala remains one of the most sought-after full-size Chevrolets because of its balanced design and strong connection to American automotive culture. According to the seller, the vehicle runs well and has received regular maintenance throughout their ownership. That statement may seem simple, but it is often one of the most valuable qualities in a classic car. A vintage vehicle that starts reliably, operates consistently, and has been routinely serviced can provide a far more enjoyable ownership experience than a more expensive example requiring constant repairs. The seller specifically notes that the car starts without issues, suggesting that the drivetrain remains dependable and ready for continued use. The Impala is equipped with an automatic transmission, which perfectly suits the car's role as a comfortable cruiser. During the mid-1960s, automatic transmissions became increasingly popular among buyers seeking effortless driving and smooth operation. Combined with the Impala's full-size chassis and comfortable ride characteristics, the automatic transmission helps create a relaxed driving experience that remains enjoyable on modern roads. One of the more interesting details in the listing is the reported 2-owner history. While the seller does not provide extensive documentation, vehicles that have remained with only a small number of owners often attract attention because they may have experienced more consistent care over the years. Long-term ownership can sometimes result in better maintenance habits and a stronger understanding of the vehicle's history compared to cars that have changed hands frequently. The blue exterior paired with a blue interior creates a very period-correct appearance. During the 1960s, coordinated color combinations were extremely popular among American manufacturers, and monochromatic interior-exterior themes became a defining characteristic of many classic cars from the era. The matching blue presentation gives this Impala a cohesive and authentic vintage look that reflects the styling preferences of its time. Beyond its visual appeal, the Impala has long been recognized as one of the most versatile classic cars in the American market. Unlike more specialized muscle cars that focused exclusively on performance, The Impala was designed to excel as a comfortable family vehicle, highway cruiser, and stylish personal transportation. Its spacious cabin, generous trunk space, and smooth ride quality made it a favorite among a wide range of buyers. Today, those same characteristics continue to make the Impala a practical and enjoyable collector vehicle. The 1966 Impala also benefits from one of the strongest enthusiast followings in the classic car hobby. Replacement parts, restoration components, trim pieces, and mechanical upgrades remain widely available, making ownership and maintenance considerably easier than with many lesser-known classics. Whether an owner chooses to preserve the car in its current form or gradually improve it over time, the aftermarket support for these vehicles remains excellent. From my perspective, one of the strongest selling points of this car is its apparent honesty. Rather than being marketed as a freshly restored show car or heavily modified custom build, it appears to be a straightforward classic that has been maintained and enjoyed. Many enthusiasts actually prefer vehicles like this because they offer an authentic ownership experience and can be driven regularly without worrying about preserving a flawless restoration. Considering the asking price, this Impala could represent a very appealing value for someone looking to enter the classic car hobby. Running, driving, and presentable mid-60s full-size Chevrolets have become increasingly difficult to find at affordable prices, particularly those that have not been extensively altered or neglected. The combination of reliable operation, attractive styling, and strong aftermarket support makes this car an approachable choice for both first-time collectors and experienced enthusiasts. Overall, this 1966 Chevrolet Impala appears to be a solid driver quality classic that delivers the style, comfort, and character that made the model famous. Its dependable running condition, attractive blue-on-blue color scheme, two-owner history, and reasonable asking price make it an appealing example of one of Chevrolet's most iconic full-size cars. This 1966 Chevrolet Impala is located in Houston, Texas, and is currently being offered for sale at an asking price of $12,000. Number 13, 1967 Buick Grand Sport 400. This 1967 Buick Grand Sport 400 represents an interesting opportunity for muscle car enthusiasts seeking a genuine big-block Buick project with solid performance components already in place. Finished in red over a black interior, this Classic A body combines the aggressive styling of Buick's legendary Grand Sport lineup with a powerful drivetrain package centered around a later model 455 cubic inch V8. While the car still requires cosmetic and mechanical attention, it offers a strong foundation for restoration or continued development into a serious street machine. Originally built as a Grand Sport 400, this Buick now houses a 1970 Buick 455 V8 engine, one of the most respected power plants of the muscle car era. The Buick 455 became famous for producing tremendous torque, making it one of the strongest street engines available during the early 1970s. Unlike high-revving small-block combinations, the 455 delivers effortless acceleration and impressive pulling power throughout the entire RPM range. Even in stock form, these engines earned a reputation for moving heavy cars with surprising authority, and they remain highly desirable among Buick enthusiasts today. Backing the engine is a BOP Turbo 400 automatic transmission equipped with a small stall converter. The TH400 transmission is widely regarded as one of the strongest automatic transmissions ever installed in a production vehicle and is more than capable of handling the substantial torque generated by the 455. Together, the drivetrain creates a combination that offers durability, strong acceleration, and long-term reliability once fully sorted. Power is sent to the pavement through a 10-bolt Posey traction rear differential, a desirable feature that helps maximize traction by delivering power to both rear wheels during acceleration. Combined with the big block torque, the Posey rear end enhances the car's performance potential and contributes to a more engaging driving experience. The vehicle is also equipped with power steering and power front disc brakes, two upgrades that significantly improve drivability compared to many muscle cars of the era. Power steering reduces driver effort during low-speed maneuvering, while the disc brake system provides stronger and more consistent stopping power than traditional drum brakes. These features make the car more enjoyable and safer to drive in modern traffic conditions. Further enhancing the performance package is a 3-inch dual exhaust system fitted with Flowmaster mufflers. This setup is designed to provide improved exhaust flow while producing the deep, aggressive sound expected from a big block Buick. However, the seller notes that the vehicle currently suffers from a significant exhaust leak at the driver's side header flange. Because of this issue, the car has only been driven around the seller's shop despite being operational. Mechanically, several important maintenance items have recently been completed. The fuel system has received considerable attention, including a new fuel tank, sending unit, fuel pump, and rubber fuel lines. A new battery and transmission filter have also been installed. According to the seller, the vehicle had been sitting and used for several years but now starts, moves, and stops under its own power while maintaining good oil pressure. These improvements provide a solid starting point for bringing the car back into regular road use. The seller includes several valuable parts with the sale. Among them are brand new OE-style 15x7 wheels, a complete new master interior kit, and a nice set of factory Buick 455 exhaust manifolds. These components could save a future owner both time and money during the restoration process while helping maintain a more original appearance if desired. Cosmetically, the car presents as a project with both strengths and weaknesses. The vehicle was originally finished in Buick's attractive apple red color, although it was repainted at some point and now features metallic flake in the finish. The paint shows peeling and chips in various areas, indicating that a future repaint may be necessary for those seeking show-quality presentation. Structurally, the news is largely positive. The seller reports that the floors and rocker panels remain solid and that the frame is rust-free, both of which are critical areas on any classic A-body muscle car. However, the vehicle does have rust issues that will require attention. The trunk pan contains holes, and the most significant corrosion is located in the filler panel beneath the rear window and the package tray area. While these repairs are certainly manageable, they should be factored into any restoration budget. The black interior currently requires restoration, but the included master interior kit provides a significant head start toward returning the cabin to a much higher standard. Once completed, the combination of a fresh interior and strong drivetrain could dramatically improve the overall appeal of the vehicle. What makes this Buick particularly interesting is the balance between its project status and its performance potential. Many restoration candidates require extensive drivetrain work before they can even be driven, whereas this Grand Sport already features a desirable 455 engine, TH400 transmission, posy rear end, power steering, and power disc brakes. For enthusiasts who enjoy turning wrenches, much of the expensive performance hardware is already in place. Located in Brownwood, Texas, this 1967 Buick Grand Sport 400 is offered at an asking price of $10,500. The seller may also consider trades involving classic Chevrolet C10 pickups, first-generation Chevrolet Camaros, or Chevrolet Chevelle projects of equal or greater value. Considering the genuine Grand Sport pedigree, powerful 455 V8 conversion, strong drivetrain components, rust-free frame, and included restoration parts, this Buick represents an intriguing opportunity for someone seeking an affordable entry into the world of classic Buick muscle cars. For buyers willing to address the exhaust leak, cosmetic imperfections, and rust repairs, this Grand Sport has the potential to become a highly rewarding project that combines authentic muscle car heritage with the legendary torque and character of Buick's famous 455 big block engine. Number 14, an exceptionally well-preserved 1962 Chrysler 300 that showcases the elegance, engineering, and road presence that made Chrysler's full-size luxury cars some of the most respected automobiles of the early 1960s. Finished in an attractive off-white exterior complemented by a striking red interior, this Chrysler combines classic styling, big block power, and remarkable originality into a package that is becoming increasingly difficult to find today. With only 33,000 reported miles, 2-owner history, and a clean title, this car appears to be a standout example of an era when American manufacturers built large, comfortable cruisers designed to dominate the open highway. Although listed as a sedan, the seller specifically describes the vehicle as a 2-door hardtop, one of the most desirable body styles of the period. The hardtop design eliminates the traditional center pillar, creating a sleek and elegant profile when the side windows are lowered. This styling feature was highly sought after in the early 1960s because it gave the car a sporty yet upscale appearance, blending luxury and style in a way few other vehicles could match. Power comes from Chrysler's respected 383 cubic inch big block V8 equipped with a 2-barrel carburetor. The 383 was one of Chrysler's most versatile engines, known for delivering smooth power, strong torque, and excellent durability. While high-performance versions of the 383 often receive most of the attention, the 2-barrel configuration found in this car was designed to provide effortless cruising and dependable operation. In a full-size Chrysler, the engine offers the kind of relaxed performance that makes long-distance driving enjoyable, delivering plenty of power without sacrificing comfort. Backing the 383 is an automatic transmission that perfectly suits the character of the vehicle. Cars like this were built to provide smooth, quiet, and comfortable transportation, and the automatic gearbox contributes significantly to that experience. Whether cruising through town or traveling on the highway, the drivetrain is designed to operate with minimal effort while allowing passengers to enjoy the ride in comfort. One of the most impressive aspects of this Chrysler is its reported originality. According to the seller, the vehicle remains largely original apart from a few carefully chosen updates. Maintaining originality is increasingly important in the collector car market because it preserves the authenticity and historical character of the vehicle. Finding a car that has not been extensively modified or altered over the decades is becoming increasingly uncommon, especially among large luxury cars from this era. The seller notes that the front suspension has been completely renewed. This is a significant upgrade because suspension components naturally wear over time, and replacing them can dramatically improve ride quality, steering response, and overall driving confidence. Combined with new tires and wheels, these improvements should help the car maintain the smooth and comfortable ride quality Chrysler was known for. In fact, the seller specifically describes the car as riding like a cloud, a statement that perfectly captures the character of many early 1960s Chrysler products. During this period, luxury cars prioritized comfort above all else, and Chrysler engineers worked hard to create vehicles capable of absorbing road imperfections while delivering a quiet and refined driving experience. For enthusiasts who appreciate classic American luxury, that soft and effortless ride remains one of the most appealing aspects of ownership. The red interior provides a dramatic contrast to the light-colored exterior and contributes significantly to the car's visual appeal. Interior color combinations like this were popular during the early 1960s and helped distinguish premium automobiles from more ordinary transportation. The vibrant red cabin likely creates an inviting and stylish environment that reflects the optimism and design trends of the era. Another noteworthy detail is the seller's claim that the car is essentially rust-free and currently undergoing a repaint. Rust is one of the biggest concerns when purchasing any vintage vehicle, particularly large American cars from the early 1960s. A rust-free example offers substantial advantages because bodywork and rust repair can be among the most expensive aspects of restoring a classic automobile. The fresh paint should further enhance the vehicle's appearance while helping preserve its condition for years to come. The reported two-owner history also adds to the car's appeal. Long-term ownership often indicates that a vehicle has been cared for consistently rather than passed frequently between owners. Combined with the low reported mileage, this history suggests that the car may have spent much of its life being preserved rather than heavily used. From my perspective, one of the strongest qualities of this Chrysler is its combination of originality, condition, and luxury. While many collectors focus exclusively on muscle cars, vehicles like this offer a completely different ownership experience. The 383 Big Block provides plenty of power, but the real attraction is the comfort, style, and effortless cruising capability that made Chrysler one of America's premier luxury manufacturers. At an asking price of $28,500, this 1962 Chrysler 300 appears to be positioned as a premium survivor quality example rather than a restoration project. Considering the reported low mileage, rust-free condition, fresh paint, upgraded suspension, and desirable two-door hardtop body style, it presents an intriguing opportunity for collectors seeking something different from the more common muscle cars that dominate the market. Overall, this 1962 Chrysler 300 is a classic American luxury cruiser that offers elegance, comfort, and big block performance in equal measure. With its distinctive styling, low mileage history, largely original condition, and smooth driving character, it stands as a reminder of an era when automobiles were built to make every journey feel special. Number 15. 1976 Ford Maverick Base. This 1976 Ford Maverick represents the kind of budget-friendly project car that continues to attract builders, restorers, and grassroots racers looking for an affordable platform with plenty of potential. While this particular Maverick is far from a turnkey classic, it offers something many enthusiasts value just as much, a solid starting point for a custom build. Whether the goal is a restoration, a street machine, a drag car, or simply a source of hard-to-find parts, this two-door Maverick presents numerous possibilities for the right buyer. Introduced in the early 1970s, the Maverick was Ford's answer to the growing demand for compact and economical vehicles. However, over the years, the Maverick developed a loyal following among performance enthusiasts because of its relatively lightweight construction, simple rear-wheel drive layout, and ability to accept a wide variety of Ford V 8 engines. As a result, many Mavericks eventually found their way into the hot rod and drag racing communities, where they became known as affordable alternatives to more expensive muscle cars. This particular example is being sold as a roller, meaning the vehicle is not currently assembled and cannot be driven in its present state. The seller explains that both the 302 cubic inch V8 engine and the C6 automatic transmission are included with the sale, but neither component is currently installed in the vehicle. Both are believed to require rebuilding before being returned to service. For experienced builders, that may not necessarily be a drawback, as many project car enthusiasts prefer rebuilding powertrain components to their own specifications rather than relying on unknown previous repairs. The inclusion of the 302 V8 is especially noteworthy. Ford's 302 engine remains one of the most popular small-block V8s ever produced due to its reliability, aftermarket support, and tremendous versatility. Parts availability remains excellent, and countless performance upgrades exist for those seeking additional horsepower. The C6 automatic transmission is equally respected for its strength and durability, making it a common choice for both street and racing applications. According to the seller, the vehicle's previous owner had already begun transforming the Maverick into a performance-oriented project, which explains why it is partially disassembled. That history opens the door for a variety of future directions. Some buyers may choose to continue developing the car as a drag racing project, taking advantage of the Maverick's relatively lightweight and compact dimensions. Others may prefer to return it to a more original configuration as a classic street cruiser. One challenge facing the next owner is the absence of a windshield. While replacement glass is generally available through specialty suppliers and salvage networks, its absence reinforces the fact that this vehicle should be viewed as a serious project rather than a quick weekend fix. The seller is upfront about this reality, emphasizing that substantial work will be required before the car can return to the road. Documentation is another factor worth noting. The vehicle comes with a title and bill of sale, although the seller mentions that the title will involve a double transfer due to how it was acquired. Prospective buyers would naturally want to verify local registration requirements before completing the purchase, but the presence of ownership paperwork is still preferable to many project cars that have no documentation at all. One of the attractive aspects of this listing is its flexibility. The seller openly acknowledges that the Maverick could serve multiple purposes. It could become a restoration candidate, a donor vehicle for another Maverick project, a dedicated race car, or even a custom street machine. That versatility is one reason older Ford platforms continue to enjoy popularity among hobbyists. The exterior is finished in green, though the overall cosmetic condition is less important given the vehicle's current project status. Buyers interested in this car will likely focus more on the structural integrity of the body and chassis than on appearance. The two-door body style remains desirable because it offers a sportier profile and is generally preferred by performance enthusiasts over four-door alternatives. At an asking price of around $1,000 or best offer, the Maverick occupies the lower end of the classic car market, where opportunities for hands-on projects still exist. Finding a V8-equipped rear-wheel drive Ford project with included drivetrain components at this price point has become increasingly uncommon, especially as values for vintage American cars continue to rise. Located in West Monroe, Louisiana, this 1976 Ford Maverick is best viewed as a blank canvas waiting for the next chapter of its story. With a 302 V8 and C6 transmission included, a title and bill of sale, and the potential to become anything from a restoration project to a dedicated drag racer, it offers an affordable entry point into the world of classic Ford ownership. For builders who enjoy tackling ambitious projects and creating something unique, this Maverick may provide the foundation for a rewarding long-term build.